Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Edfields Podcast, your everyday law podcast. Today we are going to be talking about issues that arise in the entertainment industry behind the artists coming out to perform and all of that. There are lots of legal issues that come up in the course of their work, and we are going to discuss that today. We are also going to talk about copyright issues as well. And I have with me Annette, also known as Afia Blue.
Hi.
I have Prince and
Hello.
Albert to help with the discussions today. I hope you are all doing well.
Yeah.
We are good.
Okay. So we hear a lot of copyright. We hear the word copyright every day, especially in the entertainment industry. So when we talk about copyright, what is it about? What is this copyright everybody talks about? Senior Prince.
Well, I'm looking for the right words to make sure that I don't sound very, very much like a lawyer. So it's like the protection that the one who owns music, any literary work, something that is very original from you, from your brain. So we call it the brainchild of people. The protection that you get from the law so that people will not use it without you getting the fruit of that. So we say the fruit of your sweat. So just like I have gone to law school, and when you call me, you will not say, "Oh, I just want to pick your brain," but you would pay something for me to talk, for you to get some sense from that. It's the same way people who make music, people who write books, who write music, people who do poems are supposed to also benefit from that ingenuity, that effort they put into the work they do. So that protection you get from the law is what we call copyright.
Okay.
Yes.
So is it that I wake up today and I decide to sing or I decide to write something on paper, does it automatically mean that I'm protected by copyright? Is there something that has to be there? What are the conditions for the copyright protection?
When he said, I just have to sing, the first thing that came to my head is that the way Shatawali says that there's money in music, then Ghana, we don't have to go to work. Oh. You just get up and you start singing. Yeah, with my voice, I would have made a lot of millions.
Are you sure, Prince?
Oh, yeah. You doubt, eh? So, so it's not every sound. It's not everything that you call a literary work or anything that you call music that receives protection, right? There are at least three things that you are supposed to satisfy. The first thing is what we call originality. It does not mean, in the minds of people, when we say original, it's supposed to be not
Quality,
fake.
yeah.
Quality, no. That's not what we are talking about. We are looking at where is it coming from? Is it something that we can call very independent of other people's work? I nearly mentioned someone's name. Anytime I hear his music, I feel like he's singing people's songs. I won't mention his name. The way you're laughing, it looks like you know the person.
Don't know.
That's what I'm talking about. But you hear the song and like, oh, this is from this person. You can distinguish it from other people's work. That is the originality you are talking about. Where is it coming from? Is it something from your head, from your own sweat? 2, is it in a fixed medium? When we talk about fixed medium, it's not like, you see, when I entered, I was singing. And then it goes into the air. I hear another person singing the same thing. I say, hey, you've infringed on my right. That's not what we're talking about. So that's why people record.
Yeah.
And being in a fixed medium can be a CD. It can be, now we even record without necessarily putting it on anything. You just publish it on YouTube,
Streaming platform.
TikTok, and all those ones. It's supposed to be fixed. And the last component that I can talk about is that if you want your work to be copyrighted, it is supposed to fall within the activities or things that are are protected in law. There are certain things that the law has chosen to protect. It's not everything. So when you talk about music, we are talking about those that are recorded. If you are talking about literary work, we are talking about books that are written. You are talking about poems that people write. We are looking at sculpture, images, photography, videos. Yes. So if you fall within those that are defined in law as things that can be protected, and if it is in a fixed medium, and we can say it is original, which is it is originating or coming from your own intellectual capabilities or your sweat, then we can say that you can receive copyright protection.
Okay. So there are instances where someone actually, the work is coming from someone, right? But another person is claiming that he's the owner of the work. How does that work? Of it.
So that would mostly arise in a situation where the one who created the work was working for hire for whomever it is claims is the right person to own the copyright. So let's say you're a musician, you play the guitar, you are part of a band with a group of other musicians. Now, whoever, should I say, got the band together and pays them to come up with their compositions or to perform their compositions becomes the one where there is no other agreement to the contrary. That person becomes the one who owns the copyright to the creations by the musicians. It's not always the case that that's what will happen, but where the original author isn't independent, the original author or the one who, like Prince said, came up with a brainchild of the work, be it a literary work, a sculpture or something, where the person did it as a result of a charge given to the person by someone else, then that someone else is the one who owns the copyright.
Okay. So if, with what you said, even if someone pays me to bring up the work, and then we have a contract where it states that even though you've paid me, I'm still the owner of
So that's
the work, then it means that I will remain the owner.
you
Is
will
that
remain
it?
the owner.
Okay.
You will remain the owner. To
So
add on to that, there are actually two types of rights when it comes to copyrightable stuff. So there are the economic rights and there are what we call the moral rights.
Okay.
A lot of the time, people get hung up on the economic rights because that's where money
The
is.
money.
Yes.
But there are some people who their main concern is what you do with the work. Somebody might do a song and say that I don't want in the future my song to be replayed by someone and then my lyrics replaced with other lyrics. Maybe the person doesn't want curse words or swear words in their music. A person has the right, a copyright owner has the right to insist upon some of these things.
Yeah.
These are what we call moral rights. So basically, the right to reproduce it, the right to change its nature or make it a derivative, stuff like that. So when it comes to working for hire, normally the one who employed the musician becomes the holder of the economic rights, but then the moral rights tend to stay in the actual musician
Yeah.
or the
Okay.
author. But where there is no agreement spelling out who owns what, like I said, the one who hired the musician owns it.
Okay. So Annette, you are a lawyer who is into the entertainment industry. And I am very sure that, we've been saying this a lot, that law is very important in every aspect of our lives. But people in their daily lives don't involve lawyers in their dealings, so there's an issue. So when it comes to the entertainment industry, how important is the law, especially when it comes to contracts law? What are some of the things that these musicians and other players in the industry need to look out for before they decide to do any work for anyone?
Okay. Well, I mean, I go for a lot of these talks, and the first thing I tell every musician, every artist, is that before you set up a team, the first person you need is a lawyer. The lawyer is even more important than your manager because the contract between you and your manager should be drafted by your lawyer. Yes.
But they say
And-
we are not on the street.
Oh, don't mind them. Don't mind them. We don't have to be on the streets. We don't have to be on the streets because contracts are contracts. You don't
Yeah.
need to be on the streets to know about the
Yeah.
contract. You can even sit in your office and know what exactly is happening from the contract they've signed.
True.
So before you set up your team, if you get a lawyer, and they are always talking about the lawyers are expensive, but you don't need a necessarily expensive lawyer. You can get a young lawyer to grow with, a lawyer who is interested in the industry. People learn on their job. You need a lawyer because, as I said, the agreement you sign with your manager should be drafted by a lawyer because it goes a long way
Yeah.
to affect your career. Because sometimes you might sign to different labels, but your manager remains the same.
Yeah.
Because if you sack him and you get a new manager, they have sunset clauses in their contracts, and they keep earning off the new deals you get with the new management.
Yeah.
And you pay your management and you also pay the label. So contracts, you need to get a lawyer before you get a manager. If you have a manager, get a lawyer. The lawyer should draft a contract for you. And when it comes to the music industry, that's where I mostly deal with. So I'll be talking about the music industry more than the other parts of the entertainment industry. When it comes to the music industry, there are different kinds of contracts. There are management contracts, that's between you and your manager. There's a producer contract between you and a producer. There's a recording contract between you and the label. There's a distribution contract between you or your label and a distribution company. Then there's a publishing contract between you or your label and the publisher. So there are several contracts when it comes to this music industry. And you need to look at some clauses in the contract, some key clauses. The first clause you need to look at is the term and the termination. In fact, me, when I look at a contract, that's the first thing I look at, term and termination, because that's how you get into it and that's how you get out of it.
Yeah.
So you always have to look at the term and termination. You have to also look at who owns the intellectual property, how long the person owns it. Is there a buyback clause? In case they want to sell the IP, are they giving you the option of first refusal? You have to look at all that. You can also look at the accounting, auditing. It's very important because the money will be coming.
That's where my interest is.
Yes.
I always look at that first because my first experience of seeing a contract related to music, I was looking at different things. Then I got one colleague who is my junior telling me that, have you checked the auditing? I was like, music auditing. And I went to it and the kind of things I saw there, like you have no opportunity to go into the books. I'm telling you, you have no.
That's you, the artist.
I tell you,
It's a
you
very
have
bad
no
contract.
opportunity. So they can, at the end of say the quarter or the year, they can tell you that, oh, this is how much we generated.
Yes,
This is how much you are entitled to. You have no opportunity to cross check.
Yeah.
So, like you are saying, if you don't have a lawyer, even when I was a lawyer, I didn't know. Yeah, you can continue.
Yeah, but you see, someone drew your attention
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's why you need lawyers. Because someone might know what you don't know, and if you ask, you get it. So these are the things you draw your attention to. The accounting and auditing clause is a very important clause.
Yeah.
Because maybe a quarter or every year you get a chance to go into the books, check how much your music has generated, how much you owe. Because most of the time they give advances. So you need to know how much you've paid and how much more you have to pay. Then you need to know how much is coming in, your percentage and all that. That will also fall under that clause. I think these are some of the most important clauses in it.
About what you said on advances, it turns out it's a recurring problem in the industry. Lots of musicians, artists, producers are in agreements where they are sort of like slaves. They keep working, they keep creating, but their record labels own the rights to the work. And the record labels determine how much of what you earn goes into repaying your advance. Like you said, you need to pay attention to the auditing. If you can't get a chance to look in the books, you won't know if someone is cheating you. So it's something I hear all the time, and not just in Ghana, worldwide. musicians, artists who are in agreements where they are sort of like slaves, they keep working to fill a hole that keeps getting bigger.
The advance is extremely important. If you are signing a recording agreement, distribution agreement, these days, Ghanaian artists sign more distribution and publishing agreements instead of 360 deals. So most of our artists are independent.
What's a 360 deal?
A 360 deal is like a recording contract where you sign with a label for the label to own your masters for a period of time. And during that time, they will give you some money to record the songs and all that. And during that time, they exploit your IP 360. They do everything.
Everything.
So
endorsements,
everything. And they take the money
licensing.
from everything. So they use your image rights, they get endorsements, and whichever money comes in, they take a percentage. So you are logged in that particular contract. That's the 360 deal, the recording contract. Most Ghanaian artists, I don't know, maybe it's Sarkodie's influence, but they are so scared of that 360 contract. So most of them don't sign those agreements. Recently, I think one of our artists, I think some 2 or 3 years ago, one of our artists got into such an agreement and it became a whole issue. They said he has sold himself and all that. I don't want to mention the name, but I think we know. Most of our artists don't like that. So I think the international companies have figured a way to penetrate our market through distribution and publishing. Now, when it comes to distribution, they don't own your masters. They just distribute your music, and whatever comes out of it, they bring you a percentage and they take some. And these distribution deals, now they have advances. So they give you an advance to just sell your sound recording. So you
still
also
own the masters.
Yes, you own the master. So it's a license. It's not giving away your masters to them. It's just a license for them to distribute your music, your sound recording. So with this, you have the chance to also sign a publishing deal that will cover the composition.
Yeah.
So the publishers will exploit your composition, and the distributors will also exploit the sound recording. So you make like different incomes from your music instead of locking yourself up with a label which does the distribution, also does publishing, does marketing and all that for you.
And yeah, that's the thing. From what you are saying, in my mind, I'm seeing so many moving parts, so many people, and there needs to be an agreement to regulate the relationship between all these people. So you give someone a license to distribute your work. Whatever platform that person is going to distribute on will also require a contract.
Yeah.
Yes. And you as a musician, you might not even be the producer of the work. So there will also need to be an agreement
with the
detailing, you see. So the thing just keeps going. It keeps cascading.
You see, it comes back to you needing a lawyer. and you see, sometimes I don't blame the musicians. Most of these things have their heads under these, what I call murder arrangements, because they started as up and coming artists, underground artists, and then someone says, "Oh, I will help you." Not that we are going to do business. Because I hear you, I picked you from the gutters, I made you who you are.
A lot of the time, that's where the issue is.
Exactly. You see, we went for one program that was supposed to be for IT experts, tech experts. And then after talking to them, one of them came to me. I knew that he was a musician. And then he was saying some things and I gave him an advice. The first thing he said was like, "Oh, boss, this one they will sack me." Oh. I was like, "Why?" He said, "Oh, me, I'm now trying to come up and I'll go and ask them these questions. They will say that I'm troublesome." And I'm sure you've heard a lot of these things.
I've been at several like interviews or platforms where there were artists on the panel too, and they kept saying the same thing. Like if you're an underground artist, someone says he wants to invest maybe 50,000 cedis in you. How are you now going to tell the person that we should sign a contract? You see,
that will be it.
Signing a contract, the person will just drop you. So,
but you are doing the right thing.
Them.
You see, but they will think that you are too troublesome. You see, when I was reviewing that contract, that was when I even realized that even when it comes to royalties, publishing, there are 3 different forms. The mechanical one that you just get by putting it on the streaming platforms, but there is another one that has to do with synchronization. In my head, synchronization, there's a computer assemble. But then I realized that even the movies and the adverts that we hear, the music or the sounds that are being used, they are supposed to pay royalties for those
The
things.
movies, cinemas are supposed to pay anytime your movie is played.
Yes.
Hotels, restaurants, shopping malls, they are all supposed to be paying for your music.
Yes.
But yeah, we are in Ghana. So.
You see,
Is it not very difficult to track all those things?
It's not, because CMOs, like PROs, like those people who collect the royalties, the collection societies, they take your music, like you have an agreement with them.
Okay.
So they collect. So every month, they are supposed to track, you are supposed to track the number of times you play this particular song.
Yeah.
And they know the amount they pay to an artist when this number of songs, the song is played this number of times.
Okay.
Yet, so they track it. They have systems to track the songs they play and everything. So the societies who collect they have blanket licenses. When they give you the blanket license, you pay for it. So at the end of the month, the number of the times you play the song determines the amount of money paid to the artist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it shouldn't be hard. The artist cannot collect it individually. It's not humanly possible for an artist to collect
For the
it.
CMO model to work, there needs to be collectivization
But what's
at
CMO?
different levels. So it's a collection and management organization.
Okay.
Yeah. So something like Gumroad.
Yeah.
Yes. Is Musica a CMO?
No.
No, it's just
Musica
an
is just-
association for the
yeah.
musicians.
They
yes.
don't collect
So for instance, for Gumroad to be able to do their work effectively, to be able to go after hotels, bars, these hotels, bars, radio stations also need to be in the form of an association. It makes it easier for the CMO to interface with them and come up with an agreement with
Yeah.
them. Because, like Afia said, it's virtually impossible to track each and every single one of these institutions and go after your money. But if they collectivize, if they form an association, you also have an association as a musician's body or as an artist. It makes it easier for you to track your airplay, the royalties that are supposed to come to you, that kind of thing.
Okay. So, what are some of the remedies available to a copyright holder if they are infringed?
For me, my favorite is injunction. Oh yes,
The Anton Pillar.
Hey, injunction. the first thing is that, you see, when someone has no fear and the person is exploiting, the person is using your work without maybe your consent or giving you what you are due, until you stop the person will continue exploiting and getting before you even get whatever damages that you want. The first thing I need is an injunction stopping you on your tracks, right? Let's talk about what you have already done, but as far as the future is concerned, you cannot go further. That's my favorite. For damages, everybody is talking about it. But yes, injunction, where it is not about music that you can say bring it and let me destroy, but books and those who have these permanent mediums, sometimes they just pick pieces of what you have done and then they create theirs to go and sell. So an example is this old case that has to do with matches box. Yes. So one has a black cat, one has a white cat. Everybody goes to the market to say that I want the matches that has a cat on. Nobody has time to say that I want the black cat or the white cat. It's just like the other one too. It had to do with biscuit. It was like no bisco. Nobody has time to check if it's no or pro.
Pibisco.
Yes, Pibisco and Nobisco or something like that. So When that happens, your remedy will be that once you establish that the person has infringed on your copyright, you ask the court that they should deliver up all those things they have produced for you to burn. It sounds wicked, but the person wasn't, I mean, humane enough to see that I'll be losing, and he produced. So deliver it up, I'll burn it.
So the relevance of, like Prince said, injunctions when it comes to copyright is you can't overstate it enough. Especially now, where media is everywhere and it's accessible to everybody worldwide. If you are sitting in Ghana or you are living in Ghana and someone in Brazil makes copies of your work without your permission, think of how much time and effort it's going to take for you to physically move to the country and then get a person to stop. But it has been recognized that when it comes to copyrights, being able to injunct the person using your work without your permission is crucial. In some jurisdictions, in some countries, they've come up with ways of doing it from afar without going through too much fuss.
Yeah.
Yes. Most of the hosting platforms, the streaming platforms we use nowadays are based in America. And there's something called the DMCA. It means a Digital Millennium Copyright Act. So it's an act that was made in 1998 to enforce these sorts of injunctions and to be able to check excesses of other people when it comes to copyright owned by people. So in the scenario I gave you of you being in Ghana and someone in Brazil using your work, let's say it's on YouTube, you can apply for a DMCA strike against the person from Ghana. And they don't need to go into the merits. They don't need to now call the person, call you. Yes, that comes. But before we get there, now you need to injunct the person.
You have to stop.
You have to stop.
Yeah.
You just need to be able to show when you published it and that you were the original author of the work, and the DMCA activates.
Okay, that's very interesting to me because I remember some years ago I was in a certain business and I had an Instagram page where I post videos and use music. Everybody likes to use music in the background. And I always had this perception. I think there was a day I went to my page and then I saw a message that I had infringed on someone's copyright or something. So they muted the video because they muted the sound.
The sound.
So that when you play the video, it's just my actions.
video,
You
no
don't hear
sounds.
anything in the background. And I was thinking to myself, like, why are they doing this? I didn't understand it that way.
You
And I
weren't
know
a
a lot
lawyer
of
yet.
people a lot of people think like that, even with movies. Like if I have, let's say, 50K followers and then I play your music in my video, am I not doing you a favor by introducing you to
Ghanaian
50K?
mentality.
Exactly. Like, because sometimes you see in the comment section that people are asking, oh, what's the name of the song? Who sang the song? So they want to go
Free publicity.
and then exactly. And I think recently we've had issues with some Nigerian actors and actresses complaining about our local TV stations playing their movies without their consent
Without
and
their
everything.
consent.
And you know, these days a lot of them have moved to the YouTube space
yeah.
where that's where they get their income from. So after my experience and going through law school and understanding the copyrights, I remember recently I was going through the comment section and I saw people were like, nobody even knows you and you are lucky that we are even playing your movies and all that. But I thought about it this way. They get their revenue on YouTube, right? So if the TV station is able to download their movie or get it illegally and play it on their station, you are depriving them of the views that would have come to their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And they invest a lot of money into these things.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
in the digital marketplace, views directly translates to money.
yeah.
Views
You
are
see, getting traffic
That's
to
money.
it's money.
Yes.
You see, so it's not just that you've done a video, oh, we are just playing. No, it has actual repercussions on
Yeah.
whoever the author is. So it matters.
And sometimes if it's on a personal platform, I don't think there will be a takedown because most of the time they check the use of the sound. If you use it on a commercial platform, maybe you're using it to sell something. Like someone downloading someone's movie like this. On the TV station, after a few, maybe 15 minutes, they go on a break and they show
Yeah.
commercials.
Yeah.
So they are using the movie to for a commercial purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all these things matter when it comes to using copyright infringement. Yeah.
Okay. So, does it mean that if I am in my house and I'm playing music, it's not for any commercial gain? Or we
No.
are just somewhere, like we are just somewhere chilling. It's not for any commercial
No,
gain.
that's
then
fair
I don't.
use.
Yes.
Okay.
For that, I
Yes.
would think if you are protected, you can
Yeah,
go
you are
ahead.
protected. Yeah. Fair use.
So,
Yeah.
but where you are making money from
From it.
where it's for commercial use, then for that, you are getting into dangerous territory.
You see,
Talk to a lawyer first.
DSTV recently came to say that if you're a pub and you use your personal DSTV for your people
Yeah,
to
I
come
heard
and watch
it.
matches there, then
Oh.
it's illegal and things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they had a good case. You see, it's very subjective when it comes to public performance of someone's work.
Yeah.
You get it, very subjective. Can we say 10 people gathered in this room cannot play someone's song? Can we say showing my DSTV to 10 people in my house is public performance of the thing? You get it? So it's very subjective, and we need extensive laws
Yes,
to state these things to us. But until then, if someone doesn't want you showing their movie on TV, then you have to take it down. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I think this may sound controversial, but I don't think the state is protecting the entertainment industry enough.
But we have a copyright office, right?
Oh,
How
please.
did they? How did
You
they?
know, we have very good laws. In fact, we've ratified all the conventions, so they all apply to us. But when it comes to enforcement, it's up to the state. So
Yes, you see, it's not enough. When you see other countries, the opportunities they are giving to their own citizens, I'm not saying that go and pay some money to YouTube or go and pay some money to TikTok so that they allow Ghanaians to make money. There are certain very basic policies and laws that you put in place that people will take advantage of. You see how popular Odemaya has become.
Yeah.
I love that
See,
guy.
Ghana can never claim that we made him that. He took advantage of China and out there what he was doing. The people who can say that, they've taken advantage of Ghana may be like this guy, I really like him, Zion Fellis.
Okay. Yeah.
But you see, most of the people who have a lot and are making a lot of money from Ghana are not even using, they say something is called IP address or something like that. They are not using Ghana. They've changed it. Maybe I am choking.
yeah, because we need the audience outside.
Yes.
Because we don't generate a lot of income down here. So
I'm-
if
I'm
you have
thinking
an
of
audience
something.
outside, yeah.
I'm thinking of something. If you said that we have very good laws. When I looked at the Copyright Act, so we have a whole part on folklore. So things like traditional stories, Edinkra symbols,
Yeah.
stuff like that. As a country, we've made it a point to protect stuff like that. You see, so on paper, it would seem that we should be doing well, but we aren't. I can't think of any other country that has legislation to protect stuff like its folklore, its stories, that people cannot adulterate it, turn it around and retell it, or use it for a commercial purpose without the country's license. I can't think of any countries that
But
does that.
I think right now is public knowledge that we have, not just in the entertainment industry, when it comes
It
to
cuts-
every
cutting
other
across
aspect of
everywhere.
our lives, we have the best laws, but our issue is always implementing them.
It's
So we can
sad.
do better. We
That's
can actually do better. And so when I see Shatawale ranting, maybe I have a problem with
I
the
get
choice
him,
of
see,
words.
I get him.
But see, he makes a lot
He
of
speaks
sense.
the truth.
And sometimes I ask myself, You see, we all know that he has made money. I can't question where he got his money from, but I know that no, that's what I'm saying. I can't question it because all I know is that he does music. So what I can say is that he's making money from music. Why is it that we are not allowing him to teach people how he's doing it? Or is it that he's too stingy
What
to
do you
share
mean
knowledge?
allowing him? If he wants to, he will.
Oh.
I should think he does. But Shatta had the militants. They were in his stable. He was, for want of a better word, training them.
I'm not talking about
But
having
no,
2 or 3 people around you and
I don't know
mentoring them.
Shatta personally, but from what I know of him, Shatta is always, if you're in the industry with him, you can call him anytime for advice.
No, that's not what. How many people have his number? I'm talking about instead of Kabi to say, no, I can't say it here. Some of the things he says, like Ghana for you see what people are doing to me. This is a hurt. This person is XYZ. This is that streaming platform he has. I mean,
Like
the
his live, his
live.
TikTok lives and Instagram.
Can't he share anything like that with the young people who are coming?
But he's sharing it.
Oh, I
Please,
think
he doesn't.
maybe he does, but we
He
don't.
just
Say him with them.
he tells us that
but
this
we
is
don't
money.
see.
But then you also need to look at how receptive our young people are at receiving these things. Because there have been a lot of seminars. There are a lot of seminars on music industry, entertainment industry. Because I go for most of them.
I see.
And sometimes I'm on the panel. But to me, I don't think our musicians, the key players. Oh, I can't say the key players.
Gatekeepers.
The musicians are really interested in these things. That's why the people around them, the management, the executives, they should be more interested in these things. You see, until maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we didn't have lawyers who were really interested in entertainment.
that's true.
It was a very underdeveloped
Exactly.
part of
But
it.
now we are getting there. There are a lot of lawyers who have shown interest and are learning, reading a lot on it. It's a way to start.
Yeah.
We can start from here, policies, reforms. Because even recently, a group wanted a license from the AGs. That's the copyright office. Their head is the AG.
Yeah.
So they wanted license from the AG to also collect royalties. And to date, they've not received anything from them. You get it? So the more we all act as if we can't see, the more we act oblivious to our problems, the deeper the problems go. You get it? If we all come together, push this thing, try to make Gamro work harder, try to make Gamro more effective, we can get somewhere. Because I know some people in Nigeria personally who saw their system from how it was. Money has been coming in, but when money comes in, the players go out. So the money is generated outside and kept there.
Yeah.
The money doesn't come down. If you see all the
Locally.
big artists, they all go there.
Yeah.
The big shows they
Blacko
play
is
are
with
all
Empire
there.
now.
Exactly.
King
Empire will
Promise.
come and sign all our people, and they play all their shows there. They pay taxes there. They do everything there.
Yeah.
We don't make much from it.
It's sad.
You get it? So now they are trying to fix it. They have a new copyright act now. It caters to their streaming services and all that. But we don't. We have good laws, but they are not up to date. You get it? So we need people who actually know the music industry, care about the music industry, and want to see it grow.
Yeah.
We need people like that.
Yeah,
You get it?
and I think now we are starting to see it. There are a lot more legal practitioners who are also involved one way or the other in the entertainment industry. One of the big drivers that got me to even become a lawyer in the first place was my work as a sound engineer. I wanted to understand how the law surrounding the music we make works. And since then, I meet a growing number of legal practitioners who also do maybe art on the side, music on the side. There's quite a popular rapper who is also a lawyer. I haven't met him yet.
Yeah.
But stuff like that, I'm happy when I see people like that, because it means that there's a greater technical know-how in the industry, and there's more empathy for creatives who are in the actual space themselves. Yeah, because the people making the rules, the regulations, drafting the contracts are people who are like them, who understand the way they think and the way they do things. So it's a step in the right direction.
Okay. All right. It's been a very fruitful discussion. I'm sure that if you were like me, and you thought you were doing people a favor by playing their music, using it for your commercial purpose because you have a lot of followers, and you think they don't have a right to compensation, I'm sure from the discussions you have changed your mind. And if you're also an artist, I am sure that you now appreciate the importance of paying attention to the legal implications of what you are getting into when you are about to do work for someone, and you're not just looking about the money at that point. And then you don't also wait for issues to escalate before you decide to get a lawyer. So thank you very much for joining us today. I've learned a lot myself. And I think I'm also developing some interest in the entertainment industry just
want to
from this
sing?
discussion.
You want to sing?
Oh, no, no, no.
Uh,
So thank you very much. Make sure you follow our social media platforms. I am Alberta, your host. See you next time.